This is you at the U.S. Open. This is you. This serious motion. Boom!
Before Serena Williams had won a record 24 Grand Slam singles titles beginning in 1999 with the US Open title at the age of just 17.
It's just really too exciting to compete right now. I mean, I've been practicing so long for this moment, and it came, and it's here, and it's really exciting.
Before Serena Williams would win 7 Olympic gold medals, 4 in doubles, and 3 in singles.
It's really big news, especially for African American tennis, because I'm the first actually black woman to win a major title since Althea Gibson. That was in 41 years.
Before Serena Williams would team up with Dude Perfect and transition from the tennis court to acting in film and television, as well as starting her own fashion line.
Afgetroefd.
Arguably the greatest female tennis player of all time and coming straight out of Compton, well, Serena Williams first had a racket placed in her hands when she was only 3 years old. From there, she would practice day in, day out alongside her big sister Venus, both trained by their father Richard. Now, while most tennis prodigies, they got their start at Daddy's Club, well, these girls, they perfected their gameplay while local Compton gangs, they would watch the girls do their thing. Yeah, and their equipment? Well, it included a stolen shopping cart filled with tennis balls. By the time they started competing in the big tennis tournaments, well, they mowed down every opponent that stood in their path until all that was left for the sisters to take on one another. Now, this is a story of the ages filled with some serious success, but also some darker elements. The girls, they faced horrendous racism, and at the height of their success, the family had a tragic loss with the death of their sister. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Serena Williams prior to fame, here for you, of course, on Before They're Famous. Now, I can't believe we're only getting this video made now. How the hell have I been sleeping on this one? We're talking about one of Time Magazine's most influential people in the world. As always, be sure to let us know who's next in the comments down below. All right, now let's get into Serena Williams. Also Venus, on a side note. It's kind of the same story. Yeah. Hey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Serena Jamaica Williams was born on September 26, 1981 in Saginaw, Michigan, and this was over a year and a half after her older sister Venus was born. Both her parents had been in previous marriages and had multiple children, with her father Richard having 3 daughters and 3 sons prior to meeting Serena's mother Oracene Price. She had another 3 daughters from her first marriage, Lindria, Isha, and Yetundi. Now, I apologize if I got any of those names incorrect. I grew up with strictly Irish people named Mary and Patrick, and that's it. Now, her father, he had watched as Virginia Rozicki, well, she won the French Open Singles Championship back in 1978. Now, having taken some tennis lessons himself, he decided that he would get his daughters in on the sport. Now, while managing his own security business and his wife working as a nurse, well, he invested all his free time into teaching his daughters the sport of tennis. Now, the 3 oldest Williams girls, they showed only minimal interest, but both Serena and Venus, they showed promise from the very start. Now, of her younger sister's enthusiasm for the game, older sister Lindria, well, she told Sports Magazine, Venus and Serena took to tennis as soon as rackets were put in their hands. The family had relocated from Michigan to Compton, California, one of the roughest and toughest neighborhoods in all of America. Now, this decision, it wasn't made on a whim, with their father wanting to expose his daughters to the harsh realities of life if they didn't work hard. Now, the girls were homeschooled, and from the age of 3 onwards, well, Serena and Venus, they would practice at least 2 hours a day.
Monica Seles, she's a great player, and she's #1 now. And she's only 16. I want to make a record just like she did, like be #1 when I'm 15.
Their father would read tennis books and watch tutorial videos, while the girls practiced on courts filled with potholes, and some of them were missing their nets. And just outside of their public court, well, gang violence was everywhere. Now, working in this harsh environment, the girls, they were getting experience that the sport had never seen. You know, because with tennis, well, it's primarily dominated by upper middle class white folk. It's true.
It was a spirit and a determination that earned them the respect of the street gangs who patrolled this area during the notoriously corrupt years of the early 1990s.
The gangs were wonderful. They would surround the court, and they did not cause any problems. They wanted to see.
Over on Instagram, Serena shared this touching post. I'll never forget the moment when I first fell in love with tennis, back when I was just this little girl in Compton. I already knew that I would love the sport for the rest of my life, and that little girl is still with me, pushing and inspiring me in every match, every practice, every minute of every day. As Compton was preparing for the now infamous Compton riot, well, Serena was already showing her potential to dominate the world of tennis. Going 46-3 in the Junior United States Tennis Association Tour and ranked first in the 10 and under division, and sensing that the girls needed better instruction, well, their father, he decided to move the family once again, this time to Florida. And he introduced his daughters to more experienced coaches, including Rick Massey, and he compared the young girls' potential to that of Michael Jordan's, but with them being female and playing tennis. You get it. In 1995, Serena turned pro, and 2 years later, she was ranked number 99 on the world rankings, and just 12 months prior, well, she was 304. So that's quite the jump. While the girls practiced constantly with their coaches, they were also enrolled in private school at Driftwood Academy in Lake Park, Florida. Now, Serena, she graduated in 1999 with a B+ average. Not long after, she inked a $12 million shoe deal with Puma, and in the words of Jerry Maguire, "Show me the money!" Remember, we're talking about a girl who's only like 14 years old. Not bad. That same year, she beat out her sister Venus in the race to the family's first Grand Slam win when she captured the US Open title. Now, both girls, they would go on to change the game of tennis, driving fear into the hearts of their opponents. Their sheer power and athletic ability overwhelmed everyone who challenged them on the court. Now, off the court, they were outsiders of the tennis industry, but the media attention they garnered made them standout celebrities.
All over that.
Now, it wasn't all good news. Being African American in tennis, it meant they had to overcome some horrendous racism. In 2001, at the Indian Wells tournament, Venus had an injury, and Serena, she stepped in to compete. But people, they were outraged because they thought this was some kind of cheating. Now, when Serena arrived on the court, she was met by a booing crowd, and some uttered some disgusting remarks. Her father later recalled that day, stating, "When Venus and I were walking down the stairs to our seats, people kept calling me the N-word. One guy said, 'I wish it was 75, we'd skin you alive.'" He continued, "I had trouble holding back tears. I think Indian Wells disgraced America." Serena went on to win that tournament and many more. In 2002, Serena won the French Open, the US Open, and Wimbledon, defeating sister Venus in the final of each tournament. She captured her first Australian Open in 2003, making her one of only 6 women in the Open era to compete a career Grand Slam. The win also fulfilled her desire to hold all 4 major titles simultaneously, to comprise what she dubbed the Serena Slam. Then at the height of her success, well, tragedy struck. The girl's eldest sister, Yetunde Price, well, she had been murdered back in Compton. She was the victim of a drive-by shooting. Around this same time, Serena, she also underwent knee surgery, and over the next few years, her tennis score, well, it went down to a shockingly low 139. People were citing her as being burned out. Now, Serena credited her faith as a Jehovah's Witness, as well as the life-changing journey that she made to West Africa, for renewing her pride and her competitive fire. In 2008, she won the US Open. By 2009, Williams won her place back atop the world's ranking, winning both the 2009 Australian Open singles for the 4th time and Wimbledon 2009 singles for the 3rd time. She also won the doubles matches at both the Australian Open and Wimbledon that year. The lady was back at the top of the game and began to diversify her accolades. She became a very serious actress, having appeared in both television and film. And of course, there would be other headlines made about the star. She would receive all sorts of criticism online for her looks, and has referenced instances where people called her a man or accused her of taking drugs to enhance her performance on the court. Now, Serena, she takes this all in stride and thanks her mother for her beautiful assets. Over on Instagram, she stated, "I just work hard and I was born with this badass body and I'm proud of it." She also has her own fashion line, Anaris, which is her name spelled backwards. Now, I could go on and on about her accomplishments, but what I found most noteworthy was her return to the Indian Wells tournament after a 14-year boycott. She didn't want to go back until 2015. It was then she stated, "I saw so many people, young kids, young black girls, so excited to see me. One girl was holding up a sign that read, 'Straight Outta Compton.' To see that little girl having the dream to play tennis too was incredible. In that moment, I realized my presence there was helping people. I was able to embrace that moment and fully appreciate it."
It was an opportunity for me to realize that I'm here giving these people some sort of hope.
In 2016, Serena became engaged to Reddit co-founder Alexis Onanian, who goes by the handle of Nothing, with a 0 for O on the site. The two, they've also welcomed a daughter. She strongly believes in giving back to the community, and she visits schools and hospitals on the regular. She also conducts tennis clinics for at-risk youth, and well, she mentors those from, struggling backgrounds. Because hey, not long ago, well, she was one of them. As for the rest of the story, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see, because this is before they're famous. My name's Michael McCrudden. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to let us know who's next in the comments down below. Now, we haven't done a lot of tennis players in the past. Perhaps there's a few more that you guys want us to document. Why not? Also, hockey season, it's kicking up soon. And my nephew, he's telling me all the time, you gotta do Austin Matthews. If we open that, it's gonna be a can of worms. So many hockey players. So you let us know who's next in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Serena Jamaica Williams was born on September 26, 1981 in Saginaw, Michigan. And over the years, in Saginaw, Michigan. Saginaw, Michigan. Saginaw, Michigan. Try and say that 3 times fast.